Hello, friends. So, today we are going to learn on non for profit organization. So, I'll give a brief introduction and we'll move on to the problem and the discussion. So, non for profit organization mainly their motive is to serve the society. So, they don't have any profit motive. So, that's the reason why the financial statements which are being prepared are also quite different. They do not prepare the profit and loss account and balance sheet. Instead, they have receipts and payments statement, and this is nothing but um, it is similar to cash book, where they book for the receipts and the payments. And based on this, income and expenditure statement has been prepared. So this income and expenditure is like we can tell as something like a P&L, because in this we do account for income based on accrual, expense, income and expense both are based on accrual concept. Okay, so whereas in the cash book, it is more like a cash basis. It has been accounted like a cash basis of accounting. So at the end, mostly what we will be asked is to prepare an income and expenditure statement and a balance sheet. So first we need to understand what is this income and expenditure statement. I have said that it is more like a cash book. So receipts and payment is more like a cash book, but income and expenditure is a similar kind to P&L. So for preparing income and expenditure, we should know about the accrual concept. So I'll give a brief introduction on what is accrual concept and we'll move on to a problem. So, what is meant by accrual is whatever is the revenue or the expenditure for a specific period, say it is 12 months. We generally prepare in the 12 months, we prepare the financial statement, right? So, we'll call this as a financial year. So, whatever is the finance, whatever is the revenue or expenditure which is incurred for a particular financial year is to be booked in that particular year, it, irrespective of whether it is paid or not. So that is not a criteria. Whether it is for the incurred for that particular 12 months, then it is to be booked in that particular financial year. So whether it is revenue or expense. This is a layman's term I have just explained on this accrual concept. So this is the concept which we will be looking into while arriving each of the items of the income and expenditure. Now let's move into the problem under discussion. So this is the problem. If I'm not sure whether it is very clear, this is a receipts and payments account which has been provided of Medical Aid Society for the year ended 31st March 2020. So the receipts have these balances, that is balance in cash, balance in bank, subscription, general donation, medical camps donation, interest on investment 7%, charity show proceeds, government grants. Then all these are receipts during the year, and the payments are medicines for polio, honorarium to doctors, salaries, sundry expenses, equipments, charity shows, cash, and bank. So there is additional information which gives the adjustments. One is subscription due, subscription received in advance, stock of medicines, amount due to medicine suppliers, equipments and buildings. So here what we need to note is whether each of these adjustment items, whether they are a debit balance account or a credit balance account, whether it is an asset or liability. So subscription is something which the non-profit organization receives. So subscription due is receivable. So these are debit balance items. Received in advance is a liability. So that is a credit balance. Stock of medicine is obviously an asset. Amount due to the medical suppliers is nothing but amount something payable, right? So that is a credit balance item. Equipments and buildings are fixed assets, so obviously they are debit balance items. They are assets, right? So Now the question is to prepare income and expenditure statement and balance sheet as on 31st March 2020. So from by looking into this problem, what is the first thing we need to do is we need to prepare an opening balance sheet, because we do not have the balance capital fund balance. We don't know what is the capital fund balance, so which is the major component of the balance sheet, right? So we need to prepare the opening balance sheet. And if we prepare that, so if you are able to see, this is the opening balance sheet as on 31st March 2019 is what I have prepared. I have brought in all the opening balance: cash in hand, cash at bank, subscription due, stock of medicines, equipment, building, and investment. So cash in bank and cash in hand is nothing, it is given in the receipts, right? So these two are the opening balance. So now let's prepare the opening balance sheet. I have brought in an investment. Yeah. So investment, it says interest on investment at 7%. So how we calculate this? I think you would be knowing this. They say 70,000 is the interest divided by 7%, which is nothing but 10 lakhs. So this is the 10 lakhs which I have. So the capital fund, we are now arriving at the balance. Just do a total of all these items, and the balancing figure is nothing but 1695, 16 lakhs 95,000. So this is nothing but the opening balance of the capital fund. Now first let's look into the first adjustment. It is relating to subscription. So while working on subscription, let's take all the related ones. So two adjustments we see. One is subscription due, subscription received in advance, and subscription received during the year, which is nothing but like receipts and payment is nothing but cash received. Receipts are nothing but cash or bank. Receipts in either form of cash or bank. So let's take these three accounts and identify on what is the subscription which is accrued for the year. So in this point, you need to understand one thing. We are following accrual basis of accounting, right? So when it comes to subscription, you have to calculate the subscription accrued for the financial year ended 31st March 2020. So in this 12 months, whatever is the subscription which is receivable, that is only the subscription accrued for the year. So if that's the case, we should exclude whatever subscription which we received in the current year pertaining to the previous years or for the future years. That is to be excluded. Okay, and we need to add whatever is due for the current year but not received in the current year. At the same time, we need to add whatever we received in the previous year which is pertaining to the current year. So these three, we need just make note of these 3 points, whether any of these cases are there, and we need to apply the rule. Why we do this is mainly we are following accrual system of accounting. So whatever is accrued for the year, we need to include, and whatever we received by cash, which is not pertaining to the current year, we need to exclude. As simple as that. So let's move on to the subscription in advance account. It is a credit balance account because it is a receivable, but before they are due itself, we received it, which means what? It is not something which belongs to us, which is a liability. So opening credit balance of 10,000 and closing balance of 5,000, which means that there is a balancing figure of 5,000. This is nothing but subscription for the year. So we need to take this to the subscription account. By subscription in advance of 5,000. Similarly, there is a subscription due account which has an opening balance. Subscription due is nothing but a debit balance account. So there is an opening balance of 5,000 and a closing balance of 10,000, which means that there is still 5,000 which is receivable. So once again, subscription account we need to credit. What does this mean? What is this 5,000? This 5,000 is nothing but it is due for the current year, but we have not received. So once again, this is also to be added by subscription due account, which is 5,000. So in total, what is the total subscription accrued for the year? It is 5,10,000. So this 5,10,000 only we need to take to the income side of income and expenditure account. Okay, so I hope this subscription adjustment is a bit clear. Next, let's move to the next adjustment, which is stock of medicines and amount due to medicine suppliers. These two are somewhat related, so we will see these two adjustments together. We have the opening and closing balances. Now let's move on to the stock of medicines account, which is an asset, right? So it is a debit balance account. I have brought in the opening and closing balance. Then payables to the suppliers also, which is a payable account. So I have the debit opening and closing balance I have brought in. So based on this, where do we get the balancing amount? So the balancing amount is at the credit, 40,000. What does this mean? It means that this additional amount of 40,000 is for the current year, which we haven't paid, which means what? We have bought to this extent, but we haven't paid. So let's take this. We have bought the stock of medicines, but we haven't paid. So during the current year. So let's take this to stock of medicines account to payables to medicine suppliers of 40,000. Okay. So this is the okay. So let's look into the receipts and payment account. In receipts and payment account, there we have paid for medicines of 2,50,000 and medicines for polio of 50,000. Let's bring those two. So we have purchased, right? We have paid for them, which means that we have paid for those purchases. So these are also what we have done is a cash purchase and a credit purchase. Credit purchase of 40,000 and a cash purchase of 2,50,000 and 50,000 for polio medicines. Polio. So this is of 2,50,000 and 50,000. So total we get, if we add up, 4,40,000. So balance we get is 2,90,000, which is nothing but we need to take this to the income and expenditure account. What is this? This is nothing but the medicines which we consumed during the year. why we need to take only 2,90,000 is, as per matching concept and accrual concept, it is only these 2,90,000 worth medicines which we consumed for the current year. So the remaining are in stock, 1,50,000. The opening we had of 1 lakh, then we purchased of 40,000 and 3 lakh 40,000. So totally we had a 4,40,000 stock of medicines. But the closing balance says is only 1,50,000, which means that's why we reduced it. We got a balancing period of 2,90,000, which is nothing but that much only we consumed during the year. We will take this to the income and expenditure account. So these two adjustments are also over. Now let's move on to equipment. So equipment has an opening. I have brought in the opening and closing balance. So it is a debit balance account. It is an asset, right? So we'll once again now we will visit the receipts and payments account. So in the receipts and payments, there is one payment made for equipment, which means we have purchased equipment. We have paid and purchased equipment. So let's take whether it is to cash or bank. Okay, so we have purchased equipment worth of 1,50,000. Okay, so totally how much we have? 3,60,000. But on the closing balance is only 3 lakh, which means what happened to the 60,000? See, this is a fixed asset. So obviously the next thing what you should get into your mind is depreciation. So this is the depreciation, which is 60,000. We will take this depreciation to income and expenditure account. Next is building account. I have again brought in the opening and closing balance. There is, we will visit the receipts and payments account. There is no payments or receipts regarding building. So let's take this 4 lakh and the balancing figure of 20,000 is there, which is nothing but depreciation. Once again, we will take this depreciation to income and expenditure account. I hope all these adjustments are clear. Now that we have considered all the adjustments, let's now move on to preparation of the income and expenditure statement. So what is our income? Let's take from our workings. So first, subscription. If you can refer to our workings, subscription for the year is 5,10,000. So this is the amount which we need to take to the income and expenditure account. How much is the subscription? 5,10,000. Okay. Next, let's move on to the receipts and payments account. Subscription, general donation. Okay. General donations are to be booked in the income side. However, if it is a specific donation, then we need to capitalize. We will add it to the capital fund. Capital fund, we need to add this 1 lakh, but this 45,000 is a general donation. So we will take this to the income side of the income and expenditure account. How much is it? 45,000. Okay. Okay. Next is interest income of 70,000. So we have an interest income 70,000, charity proceeds of 30,000, and government grants of 70,000. Okay. Now let's take look into the expenditure side. One is medicines consumed. We arrived at the medicines consumed in our earlier workings. What is that? Here it is. This one, 2,90,000. So medicines consumed is 2,90,000. Doctor honorarium is 1 lakh. Salaries is 2,75,000. Sundry expenses of 5,000. Here it's there is equipment. We won't consider that equipment of 1,50,000 in our expenditure because It is to be capitalized, right? We have already considered it in the equipment account. Charity show expenses of 10,000. Expenses of 10,000. And next, these two are cash and bank, which will go to the balance sheet. So there is depreciation. We found out in the while preparing the equipment account, right? So one was 60,000. If you can a little bit, yeah. So one is 60,000, other one is 20,000. So 60 plus 20, a total of 80,000, which is a depreciation. Now let's make a total of this income and expenditure account. So the total comes up to 7,25,000. Okay. So what is the balance? So it looks like, okay, sum of expenditure side total comes up to 7,60,000. Here I'm just making a note. While working out, you don't make this percentage, you don't bring this amount. Just for reference sake, I'm writing it here. And this this total is income side total is 7,25,000. Expenditure is only more than income. So let's find out how much is the expenditure excess over the income. Okay, so there is a 5 and so this is a 35. Okay, so 35,000 is excess of expenditure over income. So this we need to take into the capital fund. Okay, now let's move on to balance sheet. So balance sheet, as we already know, we have some closing balances, right, in the problem itself. So cash we have of 15,000 and bank of 10,000, bank of, sorry, 30,000, right? Yeah. I think this is the problem doesn't look very clear, but the cash is of 15,000 cash balance and bank balance is of 30,000. Subscription due, which is having a closing balance of 10,000. And sorry, the alignment has been a bit different. Okay, we will make it bit clear. Okay, cash balance of 15,000, bank balance of 30,000, subscription due of 10,000, then stock of medicines has a closing balance of 1,50,000, investment of 10 lakhs, then equipment of 3 lakhs, right? Equipment of, no, how much was the closing balance of equipment? 3 lakhs and building of 3,80,000. So equipment has a balance of 3 lakh and building of 3,80,000. Now let's move to the liability side. First is capital fund. We had already arrived at the opening balance of capital fund. What is it? Here it is. 16,95,000. So for this purpose only, we first calculated at the opening balance of the capital fund. What is it? It is 16,95,000, and there is a specific donation, specific donation, right? Medical camps donation. So that is of 1 lakh, and we have an excess of expenditure over income, which we need to deduct from the capital fund, which is 35,000. So what is the closing capital fund we get? It is so here it is a 60 and 17, right? So it is a 17,60,000, which is the closing capital fund, and other liabilities. Subscription in advance, closing balance of 5,000, and amount due to the medicine suppliers of how much? 1,20,000. Okay, so let's make a total. It comes up to 18,85,000. Again 18,85,000. Okay, so our balance sheet at tally. So I hope you would have understood on the preparation of income and expenditure account, especially the 3 adjustments, 3-4 adjustments in specific. So the crux is we need to follow accrual system of accounting while preparing this income and expenditure account. So if in case of any further doubts, then you may let know in the comment section. Thank you.